Alright, hello, and I thought this was a good time to make another Bloomfield Season 1 video. And this one's going to kind of be a start of the season housekeeping type video, so a lot of different stuff. First up, player progression stuff. More so which greens are turning to blues and how quickly. Most disappointing green to blue turn so far is Carl Baumgarten. Green passing turning to blue passing, so he'll be 62 pass. And yeah, this guy's gonna be a 3. There's no way I can play him at the 1. He can't shoot at all, score much for a 2. But he will get to 35 rebounding, and I love playing 35 rebounding guards at the 3. And he's decently quick for a 3 at D2. Hopefully he's gonna be a big big D guy, maybe with a little ball handling. He can score with 20 low post. He's gonna get to like 88 stamina or something. So yeah, he'll still be a decent player. Other stuff, Cody Slaughter's still looking awesome. These are all green. Speed is going to be 100. And then my other favorite player, Weatherington. Yeah, these are still green. He's going to be a stud. He's going to have such good low post perimeter. He's going to be my 2. And that work ethic I got a point on, which is massive. He's going to get high stamina, hopefully. Yeah, I'm trying to get that work ethic up, starting him every game. And then finally, the other rating I guess I'm interested in is Stevens' defense, because if that stays green through the end of this year, it gets to like 67 green. I'd be crazy to rescind a 95 defense, 86 ath, 80 rebounding guy. I'll slap him at the 4, even with low speed. And he'll be good. Then yeah, that's player progression. I think we've already progressed 3 points average in defense, so we hit 50. And then I'm just going over the results so far just for fun, even though we suck this year. We played a 7-0 Human, lost by 5. We played the number 2 team in the country on the road, 62-point dogs, and they barely scored 62. It was a 4-point game at halftime. This is like a good-ass team. Like, look at these guys. Like, number 2 team in the country, he's a stud. But no match for William Dyson, who dominated 4-5 from the field, 10 points. We won more games in the past 4 days than Bloomfield did in the past 4 years. So I'm truly an elite coach. Alright, got that stuff out of the way. Now I wanted to address something that I think all people should do, and this is use player roles instead of totals. Here's player roles I use. Basically what this is it's a weighted average of the ratings instead of totals, just a lump sum. So you see my formulas, which are actually slightly altered Hughes Jr. formulas. So for instance, center, 17.5% athleticism, 16.5% defense, 15.5% rebound, etc., etc. Yeah, 2 reasons why this is better. 1, it actually provides pretty nice quick team evaluation for like scheduling. Like, how I schedule is I generally try to schedule sims on the road with like 6 juniors. So I'll go to team ratings, then I'll go to class junior, then I'll just go through the conferences. But basically, I'll see a team. Oh, Post has 6 juniors, Felician has 6 juniors, Dominican 5, Wilmington 5, and then I can see the total average of the juniors. And I know that Post with 6 juniors is gonna be averaging 54.1 with decent ath, decent D. It's going to be an infinitely better schedule than someone like Wilmington, who has 5 juniors, but they kind of suck and have low ath, low D. So that's number 1 use of player roles. Second use of player roles is for recruiting. You know that ABCD overall rating in the recruit pool when you get a guy to level 1, well, that is basically a percentile of the total rating. But the letter actually changes based on how you calculate that total rating. And I think most people out there, you just use the lump sum total, but I use player roles. And by the way, it's the percentile by position. So that's why player roles work fine with that. You assign each position a different formula. So that's really useful because when I'm choosing how to scout guys, I'm not trying to scout guys that I need to have like 7 greens, including 4 core greens, to be a guy I'll take over like a third walk. That's not an efficient way to scout. You're not gonna find many guys you can take with your money. you want to try to scout the higher starting rating guys, especially the higher starting AFD guys, so you don't have to rely on getting super lucky and finding guys with 7 greens. So yeah, that's why I use player roles, and I will never scout anyone with a D overall rating at D2 or a C overall rating at high D1 because I know they're not worth my time unless they have 7 greens, and I'm not going to spend half my recruiting budget finding those 2 guys with 7 greens. You do that under user settings, and then I'd recommend you put in these player roles for the system ones. You just go create a new player role, title at center. These are Hughes Juniors, as I said. Alter them a little. All right. Next up, scouting. How do I scout? I can't show any actual players because I'm going to try to post this before recruiting starts on April 26th. But D2, I scout area around me and California. So yeah, I'm about right here. I'm the New York suburbs in New Jersey. So, you know, draw a little circle and didn't scout Massachusetts because Arfie's there and respect his territory. So then scout California. D1, same thing, except I think I also scouted Virginia. So yeah, my goal is to turn up, my formula I use is 6 guys plus 4 times the number of openings I have. And yeah, so for 3 openings I'd want to find 18 guys. I found 22. I labeled like 9 of them primary, 7 of them secondary, and then 6 of them are like tertiary or backups, whatever you want to call them. And the way I look at it, taking 1 walk-on is great. Taking 2 walk-ons is like pretty cool as well, but in the long term, if you're doing that consistently, you're going to start not having enough upperclassmen on your team to contend in D2. And then finally, taking 3 walk-ons is the total maximum, even though I'll do it some. You cannot try to take 4 walk-ons, and that because you'll get the SimSign player. And that's why I scout California D2, so I can, the last session, if, like, my worst case scenario is taking a SimSign player, because that fucks up your team for the year and fucks up your team for the future. So, that's why I scout D2 California, so I can just sign a JUCO. Get them out of my system as quickly as possible. If you can sign a 1-year transfer, like I signed for Edmund Zeiler, if you remember my last video, I was worried I would only have 8 guys. I didn't want to get the sim guy. That's even better. Although the JUCO has a chance of being good. Like, I signed Tuttle at level 2, and I saw there was an A+ D2 on him, so I was like, yeah, he's pretty decent. I think he had A rebounding, A low post, B defense, B shot blocking, B athleticism, maybe it was C defense. But I saw the A+ D2 on him, so I knew that was a guy I could offer a ship and spend my whole budget on. Alright, next up, I just want to talk about the most important thing in a rebuild for this whole coaching tab, which is to start your guys with low work ethic, right? Even Slaughter, who doesn't have miserably low work ethic like Worthington, he was 27 at the start of the year, you want to start him, get that work ethic up. You're not going anywhere this year. Might as well get low work ethic guys. A little boost. He was at 29, got him to 31 so far, and he'll wind up at 35. Obviously, especially important for your resident 16 work ethic guy. He's already at 17, exciting. Then practice plan. This is mainly helpful for newer coaches. So for sets, I do 20 in my sets. For D2, unless I have an upperclassman laden team, then I'll push it to 23. Yeah, I might even drop these to 18 at the end of this year, just so I can get all those green ratings on my guards, developing. D1, I usually do 25 to 30 minutes in my sets, depending on how old my team is, just because of early entries. IQ is so important to gain quickly. Then the last thing I'd say for new players is if you play a man and you want to be good, just slap on double teams on 2 guys who don't play next to each other. So don't do shooting guard point guard, don't do shooting guard small forward, don't do power forward center, because that isn't as effective. Just slap 2 guys on always, and it's better than doing nothing. I'll put it that way, especially if you're going against a human team. Sim teams have very even distro. So, yeah, I think we're good for the day. And the next video I am going to post after recruiting starts, and it's gonna be my scouting video, my pre-recruiting kind of wrap up. Alright, thank you, and like and subscribe for more content, and because it shows me people are enjoying this.